Welcome to this explainer. I'm Yizhar Cohen, CEO and founder of NETO. Over my 25 years as an entrepreneur, I've built businesses across retail, logistics, tech, the whole shebang. And in that time, I've hired over 1,500 employees. Let me tell you, I felt absolutely every single pain point of the Israeli labor bureaucracy. The endless paperwork, the crazy complex regulations, that constant nagging fear that one minor administrative mistake was going to lead to a massive lawsuit. It was literally exhausting. I realized the entire system was just, broken. It was fundamentally broken and incredibly inefficient. So, as a builder at heart, I decided to engineer a completely new digital system.
So, today I am speaking to you, founder to founder, business leader to business leader. If you're a foreign company wanting to hire top-tier talent in Israel, but you're absolutely dreading the red tape, well, you're in exactly the right place. In this explainer, we're going to dive deep into the NATO Employer of Record, or EOR solution. We'll break down exactly how you can scale your team in Israel legally, seamlessly, and, here's the best part, without ever having to open a local legal entity.
Okay, let's jump right in. Here's our no-nonsense agenda for today. 1. The challenge of employment bureaucracy. 2. The solution, our automated EOR system. 3. How the employment model actually works. 4. Transparency, legality, and full security. And finally, 5. The bottom line, why NETO?
All right, Section 1, the challenge, employment bureaucracy. Let's get real about the situation on the ground. If you're not fully prepared for it, hiring in Israel can quickly turn into a logistical and legal nightmare. There are some very specific hurdles that constantly catch foreign employers totally off guard. Israel has incredibly strict protective labor laws. You've got mandatory deductions for Bituach Leumi, which is our national insurance, plus complex pension and health insurance tracking that literally changes based on a worker's specific demographic profile. And getting it right is absolutely crucial. Also, ending employment, not simple here. There are strict protocols for severance pay, called Pitzuim, and a mandatory legal hearing you have to hold before termination, called a Shimua. Skip a step, or even just cut a tiny corner, and boom, you're exposed to massive fines and lawsuits. It requires deep, highly specialized local knowledge. The contrast here is just stark. The old way of doing this was incredibly painful. A foreign company had to go through the hassle of opening a local legal entity, hiring local accountants, manually managing that Bituach Leumi, calculating pension funds, and carrying all of those severe legal risks directly on their own shoulders. But the NETO way? We absorb all of that, literally all of it. You just pay one clean, simple monthly invoice for the work done, and you carry zero local employer liability. Zero. Moving on to Section 2, the solution, automated EOR system. Let's look under the hood at the digital machine we built to completely eliminate these headaches for you.
So, first things first, what exactly is an employer of record? Well, in our triangular employment model, NATO acts as the legal bridge. We step in and become the official legal employer of your candidate on paper in Israel. We handle the airtight contract, we run the payroll, we pay the local taxes, and we absorb 100% of the local compliance liabilities. But functionally, your employee works directly for you. They take your daily instructions, they build your product, they are a core part of your team. We're simply the legal shield that lets you operate freely and safely. And listen, we didn't just start doing this yesterday. We founded NETO back in 2016 as a highly specialized HR tech startup. Fast forward to today, and over 60% of our activity is explicitly serving foreign clients who need this exact EOR bridge into Israel. To put that into perspective, we've processed over 100 million shekels in salaries through our system. Our platform is robust, it's battle-tested, and it's relied upon globally to navigate these complex Israeli labor laws without breaking a sweat. Which brings us to Section 3. How does the employment model work? Practically speaking, you're probably wondering how the gears actually turn, right? Let's break it down. We have taken a wildly complex bureaucratic maze and distilled it down into 3 incredibly simple, actionable steps. First, you source your ideal candidate and agree on their compensation. Second, you just give us the green light, and NETO steps in to hire them legally, generating all the proper, compliant Israeli employment contracts. Third, the employee gets to work for you, and at the end of the month, we send you one simple invoice in whatever currency you prefer. You pay the invoice, we pay the employee. Seriously, that's it. It's a real game changer. Now, behind that one simple invoice, our digital machine is doing a massive amount of heavy lifting that you will literally never have to think about again.
We automatically generate fully compliant pay slips. We calculate and pay out every single tax deduction and national insurance premium. We manage all those tricky pension deposits. And crucially, if you ever need to part ways with a worker, actually, let's hope you don't, but if you do, we handle all those complex hearing protocols and severance calculations to make absolutely sure everything is done perfectly by the book.
All right, Section 4, transparency, legality, and full security. As a business leader, I know exactly what's on your mind right now. Trust. You need to know the numbers make sense and that your business is 100% legally secure. So let's talk about cost. 5%. That is our flat, totally transparent commission rate for our automated EOR platform. You know, traditional HR agencies and umbrella companies, they charge these massive premiums because they rely on slow, manual human labor. But because we've spent millions developing proprietary automation, basically digitizing and removing that human bottleneck, we can offer this at a highly efficient 5% markup. Think about it. This completely replaces the need for you to hire an entire local HR and legal department. Our core philosophy here is simple. We hate wasted money just as much as you do. With NETO, there are 0 setup fees to get started. None. There are 0 cancellation fees if you ever need to scale down. There are no rigid, lock-in monthly subscriptions. You pay purely for the actual work your employee performs. It's an entirely flexible, agile system specifically designed for fast-moving modern companies. And to guarantee absolute financial transparency, we built the NETO Digital Simulator. It's fantastic. Before you commit to a single thing, you can plug in your numbers, you'll instantly see the exact gross cost to you, the exact net pay the worker is going to see in their bank account, the precise tax breakdowns, and our 5% commission. The whole shebang is totally visible. No hidden fees, no end-of-year surprise charges. What you see is exactly what you get. Furthermore, your legal security is our absolute top priority. NETO operates strictly, and I mean strictly, within the bounds of Israeli law. We're an officially licensed HR contractor holding government license number 1565. What does that mean for you? It means we are heavily audited, we comply with the absolute strictest local regulations, and we hold secured financial guarantees to protect your workers' salaries. When you partner with NETO, your compliance isn't just good, it's bulletproof. Which brings us to our final section, Section 5, the bottom line. Why NATO? Let's bring all of this together and look at why this automated system really is the ultimate tool for scaling your operations into Israel. The really crucial point here is the compounding value of efficiency. When you compare the overhead of using a traditional manual HR agency, or worse, trying to set up your own entity from scratch, our automated system can save you up to 75% in overhead costs. You aren't just saving money on our low 5% fee, you are saving hundreds of hours of your executive time, you're ditching those crazy legal consulting fees, and you are totally eliminating the financial risk of compliance errors. I want to leave you with a personal philosophy, one that drives literally everything we do here. As founders, we always have to ask ourselves, are you building a business that you constantly work for? Putting out fires, dealing with endless paperwork? Or are you architecting a business that works for you? By letting NETO handle the heavy, complex Israeli HR bureaucracy, you free up your single most valuable asset, your time. Time to focus on your product, your growth, and your future. So the real question is, are you ready to finally simplify your global hiring? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer.